What up, Wheatfield? What up, y'all? What it do? Welcome back to the Wheatfield, y'all. Welcome to you. If you new, hey, welcome to you too. This is your girl Lottie here. It is We Twirl Show. You show enough, never know what you're gonna get, beloved. I am being called to read. I'm hearing negative, nasty energy. Spiritual haters, beloved. So we playing some rain music, and we gonna pick up these cards. We might chop it up a bit and just see what the energy comes out. Thank you for the Alpha and Omega for bringing this message. The Most High God, the eternal master of all eternal beings, that which called all things creation by his word, moving on the breath of life, beloved. And yeah, so this energy that I'm getting is definitely for spiritual haters. You know, somebody that's hating on your light, hating on your creativity, hating on your connection to the Most High God, and how the Most High God speaks to you, brings some sort of truth and clarity. I'm getting somebody that's definitely tapped in, and I'm actually, feeling this on a micro and macro cosm type of space. And so, you take what resonate and you leave a rest. And it's pretty much that, right? The Most High God has called each and every one of us, right, to do a certain thing. And we come to this plane for a purpose, to learn, to grow, to expand our consciousness, to develop, to ascend, right? And how we do that is specific onto each individual. Solar plexus, transmuting negative energy, taking darkness and creating light, beloved. The ability to create heaven here on earth, on Gaia. And we all have spiritual gifts, and our ability to do that is called according to our own purpose, to the purpose for which we were sent. And it just seems like, of course, it's always going to happen. Us readers who have been called to use our gifts in this type of way, the judgment is just heavy. It's like people want to place their judgment and their limitations based on their own beliefs, and then they end up just being real nasty. So we just wanted to pop in and bring a live on this subject, because it's definitely something that's very prevalent. It's almost like people feel like they have a monopoly on the spirit, like the divine energy, whether it's the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and feeling like you can only connect in a specific type of way, beloved, and everything else is irrelevant. Which to me is just, it doesn't make any sense. And no judgment onto other people, but people who are really religious actually pass a lot of judgment on people who, would be labeled or categorized as a spiritualist, right? So if you guys are in for a message and you guys want to stick around and you want to get this reading, how the Most High God is bringing this out, stick around. We would love to have you, and feel free to comment, talk about it in the comments, you know what I mean, and we can have a fuller conversation. Let me know if you are the type of person who has been gifted with something, some sort of spiritual gift, and you have been called to use it. You know what I mean? You are somebody that the Most High God has touched in a certain type of way. And it's coming to me because I just left a live with my sister. Her name is Michelle Fernandez, and her channel is like Masha Tarot. And in her live, it was so many people, and they come in this space too, and they want to, leave their comments of judgment and stuff like that. And this one person, it just really caught me and hit my spirit. She was talking about black females in general, like specifically, like we are not able to practice spirituality in a different type of way. And I'm like, that's really, really odd for this person to come into the comments and say that. Like spirituality is only given onto one group of people, or you can only express it in some sort of one specific type of way. And, you know, yeah, I'm getting light seers, right? People who read light, you know, and that's the whole thing, beloved. We believe that the Most High God, or there is some sort of source of creation, and that it speaks to us. It speaks to every type of person, like that lives in general, like in existence, into all of creation. So whatever your gift is, yeah. Hello, hello. Right, whatever your gift is, you are called to express it, and you should not feel like you are limited or unable to fulfill your purpose based on the judgment of others and their own limitations. Yeah, it says, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. For somebody, definitely prosperity is coming. It is written in for you, beloved. And I can feel that because this Queen of Pentacles and Empress is here. Somebody has the power of manifestation. And I feel like we all do, right? We all have the ability to call our world into existence, to use our spiritual gifts in order to do it. And I was speaking to Michelle because I noticed her doing something that I do, like rubbing her nose. And one of our spiritual gifts is to be able to tell past, present, and future tense, depending on where the sensation is placed. So if the spirit is touching me here, I know it's past. If it's here, it's present. If it's here, it's future. And I can even tell how close it is depending on, again, where I'm being touched. We definitely are a medium, right? We are a medium. This is, I don't charge for readings, beloved. I don't do personal, so this is a general collective we feel message specific from the Most High God, what it's telling me to bring. But again, my girl Michelle at Life Mantra Tarot, she does do personal readings. Damon Alvarez, he's Soul of a Man 504, he does personals. Aya Inspired Tarot, she does personals, and Clarity Empress as well, she does personals. So if anybody is wanting to have a personal reading, then they can do that. And Mr. Pokemon, if you want to buy some Pokemon cards and do your own personal readings, then you can do that. But again, the Most High God spoke to everybody, and it's just not based on just one specific theology or religion. We are a student of theology, and we study all theology. We actually have a bunch of Bibles. So not just, one version of the King James. We have Hitchcock's complete analysis of the Holy Bible from the 1800s. We have, if you look in some of the scriptures, it talks about seers. Like Saul, right? He actually went to go see a seer. So people with spiritual gifts exist. It's in the Bible that we have spiritual gifts. And just because people use tarot or whatever the case may be, people feel like they can come in and place their judgments, which thou shalt not judge, right? Remove the speck from your own eye before you judge another person, and how the Most High God speaks to them. And it's called to, from the 1600s, right? I have, not only do I have, I could go get them. Like, it's insane. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture just from where I'm sitting at, and you guys will be able to see the number of Bibles that I have just right here around me. So I'm going to take this picture, and then I'm going to show it to you, right? So look, if you look at my library, that big brown one in the back, that first one, that's the complete analysis, right? So we definitely have a bunch of them, beloved. So if you are a person who is a student, like this one person that's saying, do not turn to mediums. Many people do. That's what your pastor does. They get downloads from the Most High God and they bring a message. They just write it down and then they turn to the text in order to do that, right? And if you actually look at where the Bible comes from, it comes from the Council of Nicaea, which is like about 600 people who decided what was going to go in it. And a lot of people like to quote the messenger, right, in terms of what the messenger said. But the messenger didn't write any book, beloved. So anything that you read in terms of what the messenger said is second-hand information. So if you do not do any additional research, beloved, then yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Mansa Kumar, Manish Kumar. Yeah, you probably have only read one book. How many books have you studied, beloved? Like, do you actually have, like right here at my fingertips, do you have other books that you study? Or are you only studying one? Because that's not a diligent studier, right? It's not saying that you have a complete analysis. It's not saying that you have, like, say, the Quran. Do you have a Tibetan Book of the Dead? Do you actually, exactly, do you have the Egyptian Book of the Dead? Do you have the 5 books of the Law of One? Do you have the Adi Granth? Do you have the Bhagavad Gita? Do you have the Ethiopian Bible? And do you have the Holy Pibby? These are all the ones that I have in my personal library. And all of these talks about how the Most High God has spoken to creation itself throughout time, right? So you only read one book. And that gives you a very limited view on what the Most High God has said. And it's only giving you what people have said that the messenger said. Because the messenger did not write its own book. It just didn't. Right? So we can look at the book of Exodus and see what happened with the children of Israel and what Moses' charge was. But the messenger did not write its own book. You don't even have, the what is it, like the Gnostic Gospels, which we also have. You don't have, the Gospel of Mary. You don't have, all these other books that supplement what the teachings of the Most High God itself, beloved. You don't. So to come in spaces like this and pass judgment only reflects on you, beloved. It shows your limited mindset. It shows your limited education in terms of theology. So, no, I don't contradict my own world. I look at it in terms of completeness, right? That's just what it is. It's a completeness. It is not one specific way that the Most High God has spoken to one sect of people. So people who live in a rainforest that has never seen a Christian Bible, do you think that they don't have a connection to the Most High God? Would you say that they are left out of the kingdom because they were not given that text? And then let's go back into how was Christianity spread. Was that something that was easily accepted by people? It wasn't. Y'all act like the Crusades never happened or the Spanish Inquisition. Like, let's think about religious wars and how it was, and Jesus was not God. No, it is not, and his name wasn't even Jesus. The letter J did not even exist during that time. So again, it shows people's limited education and how they come to spaces and they want to spread what they have only been given. Like, you were indoctrinated by that. You were born into a family that happened to be Christian, and they put that religion on you, and you've never taken the opportunity to learn anything else out of all the time that you've been here. And that is not you seeking diligently. It's just not. So, with that being said, that type of person is the reason why we were called to read now, to speak. Because there's so many people with spiritual gifts who are placed in families and situations or around others who will ostracize them for being different, for expressing different, for using their gifts that has been placed upon them. That's right. In all things, get an understanding. An understanding. And you cannot have a full understanding of anything if you've only studied one discipline, one theology. It's just not possible, beloved. It's so much more to know. And if you even want to use that text, Bible is an acronym for basic instructions before leaving earth, beloved. So you can only have a limited purview based on what is available to you here in this plane, on this planet. And so, yes, Rastafari, I have a holy piggy too. Yes, beloved, I have studied. That's right. So if you don't know a person like Selassie and you have not studied the history thereof, then you cannot have a full view, beloved. You just can't. So again, you're doing exactly what your sacred text tells you not to do, which is to go into spaces and to judge, to judge, to judge. Right? Just don't judge. If this is not a space for you, then why are you here? Why? That's what I don't understand. Why come to any space that's not called for you in order to affect others? That's not your calling. It's not your calling. And we are a medium, and we speak to the Most High God directly. So we get direct messages from the Most High God that tells us to speak out, because the intelligence of the Most High God is written in. You already have an intuition. You have a consciousness that tells you this is not right. Your spirit speaks to you and says it. You get a gut feeling that says, oh, you know what? That energy doesn't feel right. You get spiritual visions when the Most High God shows you something. And then we say what? Oh man, I should have followed my first mind. What do you think that is, beloved? Read Corinthians. Study Corinthians. It'll tell you that spiritual gifts are in Corinthians. Yes, well, Yahweh, right? Basic instructions before leaving earth, though. That's again, right? And you come into the plane saying the name of the Most High God. It is on your breath. It is how you breathe. When we meditate and connect, beloved, you will get messages from the Most High, and it will tell you things. It will reveal the secret things onto you already. But it's all about whether you believe. Ye of so little faith. Ye of so little faith. And I mean, because I could say some, look, we could do trigger warning. Trigger warning, okay? Trigger warning. So if you're not a person that could question your faith, you probably want to check out. You probably want to leave like now, okay? You probably want to check out. If you are not a person that can question your faith, like Manish Kumar is not a person that can question their faith. Like, they are afraid to ask questions. And they are afraid to learn. They are afraid of knowledge. They are afraid of seeking diligently and looking outside of the doctrine that was forced upon them from childhood, that they were born into, right? So in that mindset, then there's nothing that you could do with that. This person is closed off, and therefore you couldn't teach them anything. So, but if I was to tell you that for shits and giggles, what if the messenger was not even male? Has anybody considered that the messenger was not a male? That it wasn't a he? That there's a such thing as dark psychology and manipulation for the sake of control, beloved? Yes. Okay, because let's go down the rabbit hole with it, right? Let's go down the rabbit hole. If y'all into it, stick around and let's just have a conversation. Okay, Mary being a female, right? And we know from science how sex of a child is determined, right? It's the masculine that does that, right? So if Mary had a child and she was a virgin, had not known a man, the child that she bore would be after her own kind, which means that child would be female. It would not be masculine. But when you look at the Holy Bible, the Christian Bible, and they talk about genealogy, Manish, are you still here? Yeah. Oh no, listen. Yeah, because you do. Let's talk about it. Look at the testimonies of Luke and Matthew when they do the genealogy of the messenger. Do they give you Mary's genealogy or do they give you Joseph's? Go ahead and answer that question. Because they give you Joseph's lineage, but the messenger wasn't of Joseph's seed. So why would they tell you that, beloved? But you don't think that there is no dark psychology? You don't think that the people, the council that sat together and put together, decided what would be in those books? Because that messenger didn't write no words. when they put together the information, whether or not they were actually telling you the truth, or did they put together something that would control you, that would tell you that the gifts that's put into you, what you know naturally, is wrong, that have you seeking on the outside of self, waiting for salvation to come when your job here on earth is to create it. It is to take the darkness and create life. It is to speak out the power of the tongue, beloved, to call creation in order to manifest. But people don't listen, they don't read. You don't even see what's right in front of your face when you read the text, because you probably just sit and listen to somebody in the pulpit and listen to what they give you, but you didn't read or study it for self. You just didn't. Because if you did, you would have picked up on, why did they not tell me about Mary's lineage? Why did Peter, Paul, and Mary have such a big fight over who the gospel was actually left to, who the church was left to? Because it wasn't to Peter or to Paul. Why is it that mostly all the books after the messenger left was written by those two individuals? Nobody questions it. They just don't. But unfortunately, that's what happens when we are taught to be afraid. We are taught to not question. We are taught that if I do anything other than what I am told to do, I am going to be left out of salvation. What would it change for you to think about the fact that the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending, created all things in creation, beloved? If we be the body, we are the walking, living, breathing kingdom, then you are already in it. Maybe it's levels to this in terms of ascension, growth, development, understanding of who you are and the power therein, beloved. What would it mean to you that something is coming against you to keep you from activating your full potential? Because if you read Genesis, the first page, beloved, it tells you that we were made in the likeness, in the image, in their likeness, and in their image. So if we are made male and female, then the Most High God has feminine and masculine attributes. Therefore, we have a mother God and a father God. To me, that would be they. We would have both of those because we are represented by both. So you can take it for what it's worth. But if you have not studied, then it shows in your comments. Your ignorance is revealed by the things that you say. And it's not no judgment, beloved. It's just not. Because I don't know that everything that there is to know. But that's why I buy books and I study so that I can learn and so that I can grow. Thank you to the Most High God for bringing this message through me, for using me as your willing and surrendered vessel to be a messenger, to speak onto your wheat field. For those with eyes to see and ears to hear, beloved, edify us so that we can be strengthened to bear the yoke that you have placed upon our shoulders. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desires. What is your heart's desire? Is it for you to grow? Is it to reach your full potential? Is it for you to expand your consciousness, to have an intimate relationship with the Most High God, beloved? Because, see, when they was on that Adam walk, or when Moses was going up to the mountain getting revelations and coming back with those tablets so that he could lead the children forward, right? That wasn't church. It wasn't in a building. No, they were going to sit at the feet of somebody who was getting direct messages and taking those teachings and moving forward. That's what that was. Adam and Lilith, before she was ostracized for not submitting her purpose onto her husband, right? Because she was created with a purpose. They had an intimate relationship. They walked side by side, and they were given a charge to go forth, to multiply, to dominate, to to be a good steward over the plane. That's what it was about. It was about development and going forward. It wasn't, just I'm just supposed to do what this person said do and that was it. Absolutely not, because Eve was not the first woman. She just wasn't. And you can't create a womb from an individual that does not have one. And that does not even add up to the information that we have, in terms of discovery. Like, they found the oldest remains of a human like Homo sapien, and it happens to be female, then she did not come from Adam, beloved. It just don't make sense. So it's like thinking about things critically, and we see that Manish has disappeared. He is no longer commenting, and that's good, because maybe he's thinking about some things and he can go and study and let the word show itself to be approved. Yeah. The first Hebrew gods. Yeah, but Eve wasn't the first woman, though. So that's the thing. Heal away addictions. Some people are addicted to, religion. They can be. We get a lot of people who are like, again, Bible thumpers, and they want to come over and they pass judgment. And I think it's funny and it's very contradictory and oxymoronic, because, that is the thing that we are not to do. We are not to, Mars was before Earth. Yeah, right. So if we have other planets that are older than Earth, and the knowledge and information only comes from Earth, from Gaia, then we can't purport to know all things. We just can't. There's a much bigger and deeper perspective. And why is it that powers will want to hide that from you? Why would they want to keep you from knowing, that type of information? Or why would they want to close it off? The Torah isn't religion. No, it's a text. It's a book, just like learning, just like the Christian Bible is not a religion. It's a text. It's a book. Christianity is a religion, right? So that's that. See, obstacles. What are the obstacles and blocks that could be lifted when we expand our consciousness, when we are open to just reading and learning? And then you can discern for yourself. Allow your own spirit to speak to you, beloved. It's a guidance. I was born into the church, right? Like, my grandparents were pastors. We had a family church when I was a little girl. Before I could even clap on beat, I stood in the choir singing, and they would clap for me. That is where I cut my teeth. But it did lead me down the rabbit hole. Hey, sister. Yeah, it's like it led me down the rabbit hole to continue my learning, to expand, to grow. And as I grew, and continue to learn and go from this text to the next text to the next text, and really filling in the gap, getting questions answered. I would go to my pastor and ask, again, the age-old question: if the messenger was born of immaculate birth from a virgin mother that had not known a man, why are you telling me about Joseph's lineage? That's not Joseph's son. Where is Mary's lineage, right? Where is Mary's lineage? Why was she so special to be given this gift? Because the angels came and told her, you're going to bear a child, right? That's the text. So why do we not know about her? Why do we not know truly that the child that she bore was female? It could have only been female because she didn't have the other set of chromosomes that would make that child male. But a lot of people just don't think about it like that. They really don't. Again, this person, Nijrun, or Nijurren, that you're in the space, see, they think that mediums don't exist. That's your prerogative. I can tell you they do, because I'm sitting here and I am a medium, beloved. So I know that they exist. But just because you don't believe doesn't mean that it's not true. That's just your experience. That's just only what you know, beloved. And you show yourself by the comments that you leave. And a lot of people who do have gifts, who are called to express them, to help, to be healers, to be empaths, to be feelers, to give support and compassion onto others who need it, could be shut down and ostracized, having roadblocks in their way because of other people who want to place judgment, who have a little and limited understanding of the Spirit and how it works, how it speaks to you. Somebody has a bountiful nature. This came out earlier, right? Spend some time in nature. Connect. There's more than one law, right? We have spiritual law. We have a biological law. We have the law of nature, right? I mean, it's so many of them. So here's the samadhi, right? That's that one right there. Here is the 12 laws of the universe, right? That's just a few, right? Here's my other favorite one, 7 spiritual laws of success, right? And the fact that you are a piece of consciousness. We are aware. We have the incredible gift of being animated in a God body, right? Yeah, I have a Torah too, and I have a Quran. Yep, they're over there. Yes. So, like I said, if you got, I'm not going to go get them, but I can read them from here. We have the Hitchcock's Complete Analysis of the Holy Bible, which is in that picture I just showed y'all. The Vedas, the Gnostics, the Holy Pibi, the Dead Sea Scrolls. We have the Ethiopian Bible. We have the Quran. We have a Torah. We have a Tibetan Book of the Dead. We did have an Egyptian Book of the Dead, but somebody stole it from me, actually. A Bhagavad Gita. We have the Samadhi I just showed y'all. We have a 15th century, a 14th century, and an 18th century. We have the Gospels of St. Thomas. We have Mary's Gospel. We have a couple of African religions too, like I think it's Nzinga is the name of it. It's so many. It's the ability to study theology from around the world. Like how do all people connect? How does the Most High God speak to all of us, and how is it recorded? You know, it's literally people who don't believe in dinosaurs because it doesn't state it in the Bible. It's like, who the hell went around the earth and planted these big ass bones everywhere? Like, you know, it's people that don't believe in giants, but the Book of Enoch talks about it. As a matter of fact, the Book of Enoch is the first book that talks about an ascension, right? It says that Enoch was taken up. He walked with the Lord, pleased the Lord, he was there, and then he wasn't. But when you actually, because we actually have the Book of Enoch as well. So when you read those books, you know, and again, the Torah may be the only real one to you, but it's not the real one to everybody. It's about, what do you gravitate to? What speaks to you, beloved? What do you feel connected to? So, you know, it's just something about that limitation. Yes. Yahushua. Yeah, you actually say Yahushua by breathing. It's not like the full letters, but when you close your mouth and you breathe in and out through your nose, you actually make the sound of saying Yahweh as you breathe. And Yahushua is one of the names that they call the messenger, as well as Ishanathi, right? You know, so it just depends on what religion are you tapping into. What is the theology that you subscribe to? Yes. Awareness. See, I'm getting the fact that, like the Spirit said, and be aware of deception and envy. That's the one. Be aware that deception and envy exists, right? There are those who would use religion to control people, control the populace, to keep you from understanding that you are powerful, that you can tap into the power of the tongue, and that you can call your world beloved. But how are you resonating? Are you judgmental? Are you closed off? Or are you aware of the God within your soul, the source of us living? The fact that, yes, are you able to go within? That the Spirit of the Most High God lives in you, that it speaks to you specifically. Yes, to individual bloodlines. And I again, like I say, I always think about the very basic question. People who are isolated, those who dwell in the rainforest or in other spaces, who have never been exposed to mainstream theologies, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, pretty much name the mainstream ones. Do you think that the Most High God does not speak to them? Do you think that they do not have a way of connecting? A lot of indigenous cultures understand that the Most High God is multi-spirit. Even in Christianity, it says it, that the Most High God is multi-spirited. That those spirits, those gifts, are also given unto us. We are made in the likeness, in the image thereof. Therefore, you can be touched, the spirit of intellect, spirit of wisdom, right? Again, who values wisdom above all things? And to be wise means that you are somebody that's open to study, and you are also open to reproach. To say, okay, you know what, the way that I understood something may be off, or I didn't, do I believe that there is a hierarchy? I believe that the Most High God is above all things, the Alpha and Omega, and it made all of creation, and all of creation itself is whole and complete. That there is nothing above or below in terms of creation. We are the body. I don't put my heart above my liver or my kidney. We need all of it in order to operate, to function, to be whole, to be complete. There's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. But that which made all things is the beginning and the ending. And that is what is above. And that is where we personally put our glorification at. We do not give any advice unto any other person how to worship or how to connect. That is not unto us. That is a personal decision unto self. He said Tupac. I mean, hey, if you want to worship Tupac, that's your business. That ain't got nothing to do with us. I'm just saying. I'm saying that your relationship with the Most High God, it's sacred. It's intimate and it's personal, beloved, and you should not be judged by any other person that attempts to put that on you, to limit you in how you move. The only thing that could judge is the Most High God itself. It is what will separate the tares from the wheat, beloved. And that's just it. That's just it. So be aware of deception. Be aware of those who would be envious and jealous of your gifts. The fact that maybe they have not found their gifts yet, right? Maybe they are afraid of their gift, right? Some people can be shut down like, oh, you can't do that. You can't say that. Some people will tell you can question the Most High God, beloved. How could you not question when it tells you ask and you shall receive? So if I have a question, I'm going to ask it and I'm going to expect to receive an answer, beloved. And that's just it, right? I'm going to seek. So that's just oxymoronic in itself. Come on, y'all. Let's get these cards. You want these? No. Which one would you like? This one. It's in this deck. All right. New beginnings here. I do see new beginnings. Somebody that's standing on top of the world. Yep, I've studied Revelations too. Yes. And Revelations, again, it's a vision. Daniel had a vision, right? That's clairvoyance. Come on now, like let's think about it. If Moses Saw the Most High God show up in a burning bush. That's signs and wonders right there already. Let's talk about it. But we don't break it down like that. Daniel fell asleep and had a dream. Again, Enoch was the first telling of an ascension, that a person that did not taste death, beloved. It was not just with the messenger, whether you want to call him Jesus or Yehoshua or Yeshua or Ishanathi. It was not the first telling. Like with Mary, she was not the first one that had a miraculous birth. If you want to think about Sarah having a child at 90, let's get it. That was miraculous. Who have kids at that age? Really? None. So, I mean, it's like how they are actually taught in parochial school how to teach religion. It is a whole doctrine on how they are to deliver it onto us. And I have that book too, on how they set up a whole game plan on how to teach it to people. Yeah, parroting, absolutely. Because see, why is it that if Enoch was the first one to not to taste death, and he ascended up to the Most High God, do they not tell us how he did it? How did Enoch please the Most High God in such a way that he did not taste death? I think that would be very important. See, it would let us know that there are ways that we can be pleasing and we can take that pathway. Yeah, stand your ground. If you definitely, yeah. If you are a person that believes different, that feels different, yes, beloved, yes. If you and see, it's something about that with the Black Freemasons and all that stuff too, because it's very limiting, right? They end up doing the same thing, like I know a person that I am very close to, they do like, the Israelites and stuff like that. And what they end up doing is saying that, in the next life cycle, things are going to flip. And those who were oppressed will then be oppressing those who oppress them. And to me, that perpetuates the same cycle. It's like people who say, I'm not a fan of Return to Sender. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like when people are throwing negative energy and they are actually working in darkness and perpetuating, low vibrational energies, things that would be against the flow of life. Like, so if you look at the word lived, Lived, devil is spelled Devil. It is lived backwards. So anything Satan to me is system and thoughts against nature. What is going against the natural law of things? What is going against your ability to live, to thrive, right? What would lead you to dismay instead of leading you down the road of prosperity and abundance, right? So that is what they do. They end up talking about those who have been oppressed will end up oppressing others in the next life. And that just keeps us in the same cycle. It keeps us from being whole and complete, from experiencing peace and harmony, right? To realize that we are already one, right? A sense of oneness. So when we are practicing, they throwing negative energy at me, I'm gonna throw it back to them. Magnified it 10 times, 1,000 times. Now you can do how you want to do, but that's just not our practice. We give it up to the Alpha and Omega, which judges all things for, right? Judgment and revenge is unto the Most High God. It is not unto me, beloved. It's just not. So what I do is I ask the Most High God to receive all things, and for it to place its judgment on it and deliver unto us what we need for its highest good, for our highest good, for thy will be done, right? Because it's certain things that are allowed to come into us, and the Christian Bible says that. For when David was anointed, right? If you study the book of Kings, when David was anointed, an evil spirit from the Most High God was sent onto Saul to pursue David. It gave Saul the spirit of envy and jealousy. That spirit made Saul pursue David nearly onto death. But people think that negative energy only comes from low vibrational places. No, if the Most High God made all things, and it made those low vibrational ones the same as it made high vibrational ones. It's a balance to this macrocosm. And we're going to experience both. But how does it bring us to a point of resiliency? How does it strengthen us, right? How are we able to rise above it and be prepared for our purpose? I mean, and we can see the same thing in nature. Diamonds develop under pressure, beloved. If it does not have the pressure on that coal to transmute it and to change its composition and turn it into a diamond, beloved, then the purpose goes unfulfilled. How many times have you faced something tough that made you develop something in you that you didn't even know? That courage, that perseverance, that strength, that tenacity. I'm talking about digging into your gut and being able to get it out the mud, beloved. Feeling isolated, like you don't have anybody there to support you, nobody there to help you, and you learned that you could stand on your own 2 feet, that you could get through, that you are not alone, beloved. Yeah, I'm still blabbering, and you're still here listening, so thank you so much. And if you feel like it's blabbering, then you're not going to get nothing out of it. But again, that's that type of energy, right? It's like, yeah, we're going to keep talking, and we're going to keep speaking for those who need it. And if you don't need it, then why are you here? But either way, we're going to triumph. We're going to be successful. Our job is to continue to go forward, to persevere against energies like that. Is it going to shut you down? Are you going to stop speaking the truth that was put in you to speak? Are you going to stop serving your gift that was put on you? No. Will you go forward? Will you persist? Who will persist? We will. That's why we were called to bring this message. Prosperity begins this year. Thank you to the Most High God. Which one would you like? This one. One of, emotionally withdrawn is here. Yeah. But see, there's a thing with studying science too, right? There's a thing with studying science. He says Scientology in the Kabbalah. Those are other theologies that people kind of get into. But it's definitely mentioned. Can I grab that text? Yes, give me 2 seconds. Give me your grace. It's sitting right here. Beloved, it really is. So, the missing books of the Bible right here is another one that I like to study because, of course, the KJV doesn't have everything in it. It just doesn't, right? And some of these books were removed in the 19th century, right? And in those who really want to get deep with it, if you guys are interested in looking at some of the books, I think, first of all, a 15th century Bible looks very, very different from the KJV. The imagery that's in the books are very different, right? And those people who, like if you go to Russia, you go to Italy, and you study figures like the Black Madonna, beloved, you will see that those books have something very different. Even the full book of Solomon is not even in the KJV. Why did King James rip those books out? When they translated it, it's something about changing a person's name. Spiritually, you are to know your name, right? So according to theology, when you knock on the door for entrance, you are to be able to speak your name. It's something about changing your name. It is against the rules of translation itself. Exactly, mind control. When you change a person's name, you could change it from one language to another like the rest of the telling, but to change the names is against the rules, and that's something that they did. That's dark psychology. So when you get your hands on a 14th century or 15th century Bible if you can, because they run anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. I know, because the one that I have over there from the 18th century cost me $200 off of eBay. Okay, look, that book, the 14th, 15th century Bible, is $3,000 to $6,000 because everything in it is so different. They do not want you to be able to compare the versions that have been translated and changed over time. Yes, that's wild. But that's the cost of knowledge, because wisdom is priceless. And once you know and you can start breaking down the deception, it's wicked, beloved. It's wicked. It really, really, really gets deep. Spirit is calling me here. And it's saying about emotional withdrawal. I'm hearing people that experience indoctrination have a lot of emotional withdrawal. It almost keeps you sitting at the shore, is what I'm getting. Sitting at the shore, never really getting into the flow of things. Yes, it's gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping. Yeah, that exactly, concerned over the death of paper books. And that's why we buy books. Y'all come to this space, we read from text all the time. We have been buying and acquiring books because there's a lot of books that you are not going to be able to get, beloved. And it's scary when they start making learning and having books illegal, or they are only making electronic versions of it and you can't have a paper copy. So if anybody is interested in learning like that, I suggest you start buying them. This one. Yeah. It says, and I'm starting from this chapter right here on page 69. It is called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra. And we're on talking about emotional withdrawal, Spirit is telling me, and triumph is here. And it says, this is why the ancient seers exclaimed, I am that you are. I am that, you are that, all is that, and that's all there is. Your body is not separate from the body of the universe. It's not. Your body is not separate from the universe, because at quantum mechanical levels, there are no well-defined edges. So somebody's sitting on the edge, right? Somebody's sitting on the edge. But there is really no such thing as a defined edge. You are like a wiggle, a wave, a fluctuation, or a convolution, a whirlpool, a localized disturbance in a larger quantum field. The larger quantum field, the universe, is your extended body. We are all connected, beloved. Everything is connected, and everything is made out of the same things. When you break us down and you start looking at your composition, when you start looking at chemistry, you see the same things. You see gold, you see copper. First you see the ether, right, which is like the primordial abyss. It is like dark matter, if you want to go there, beloved. And then you start seeing all of the other elements, right? Study the Torah and the gospel. Yeah, I have a Torah. Yeah, I said that. So hopefully you can hear me, right? But if you look at the periodic table, which is missing the ether element, right? You will see that you are made of everything. You are made of the same thing that the cosmos are made of. And when I was getting this awareness card, we have the gift of being aware of self, being self-aware. That we are consciously able to sense self and the world around us, right? We have the gift of the 8 wonders that are built within this vessel. I have the 5 that we know about, that we talk about, you learn about them in elementary. We can see. These eyes don't see anything but light. They pick up light. And if you don't believe me, Google search or go to your ophthalmologist and ask them, how do your eyeballs work? they will tell you that they read light. And then it will trip you out about how that optic nerve picks up that light, transmute the energy, that data back to your mind, and it's actually a reverse thing. Think about how we see color and how that frequency is resonating, what is really being pushed forth, and how we interpret it. How do we smell? How do you pick up smell, beloved? And how do you put the pieces together in your mind? How do you taste? How do your taste buds work to pick up that variety? We put it together in our mind. How do we take sound frequency and discern dialects, right? Because we speak the same language. That religion will tell you that there is a division of language. Like we don't speak the same language, like languages were dispersed. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. Your vessel, my vessel, speaks the same language. It still does. Now, whether we have a different dialect is different. I could speak English like I am. I could speak French. I could speak Spanish. I could speak, all these different dialects, different tongues, beloved. But the language of the body is the same. I know when I gotta pee. I know when it's cold outside. I know when I need a hug. I know, when it's warm. I know when I've been injured. The body speaks the same language. The information that's running through this vessel and how it interprets it, how it reads it, how it speaks back to you and within self is the same, and it's consistent throughout all of humanity, beloved. It just is. So, yeah, it's a lack of understanding, absolutely, right? And but how has what's been given onto us create confusion? Why is that confusion designed? Like, what would happen when we all start thinking about that? I am everything. Everything is me. I see you the same way, beloved. I'm you and you me. Like, if I treat you in that manner and I give you the same respect, the same love, the same compassion, and we practice that diligently. Again, those tenets of love, empathy, sympathy, communication for the sake of understanding, to give each other compassion, to learn and develop knowledge so that we can be disciplined in that way, that creates wisdom. And wisdom is the pathway to peace. But there are energies that profit off of our separatism. And this is just another mechanism to keep us separate, to look at each other as if we're different, to fight over the Alpha and Omega that made all things in an incredible, immense variety. Like, I think about flowers in a wildflower field. They don't argue, like the roses are not arguing with the daffodils, and they are not fighting with the sunflowers and the tulips. They're not arguing with the daisies. It's just like it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We can exist in a state of harmony, but we would have to let go of the fallacy that we are different, that I have to war with you, that I can't prosper unless I take something from you, that my way has to be right and you have to be wrong. What does that serve me? It doesn't. Within you, there's everything. Again, you look at the composition of everything, the stars, the cosmos itself. Everything that is out there is also within you. That's how I can say I have everything. I am everything. I am a pixel piece of the Most High God itself, beloved. There is nothing that I need. Everything is born from the spirit, from the inside out. Everything started as a thought, as an inspiration, that subconscious becoming conscious, and we could put our hands on it in order to manifest it. It's from the inside out. To think that there is lack when you are sitting in on a plane that is incredibly abundant, is a trick of opposition, those who would hoard resources to create the conditions for us to war with each other, beloved. Where would you like to go? In here? No. I'm hearing lights here. Yes. Keeping people emotionally withdrawn and isolated, feeling set aside, as if you cannot enter therein, as if the Most High God is not with you always. If the Most High God is omnipotent and is omnipresent, then it is everywhere at the same time, beloved. There is nowhere that you could go that the Most High God is not with you. There is nowhere that you could go where the Most High God is not with you. The Most High God is everything. It is me, it is you, it is this ring light, it is this iPad, it is that light, it is the blades of grass, it is the trees, it is the stars. We are all pixel and pieces of it, beloved. What would that not do to change your perspective? Hell, wait, and repent of this, friend. That's your projection, beloved. My job is to create heaven on earth, so I don't live in hell. I don't see it. I just don't. But again, that's that mindset, right? Yeah, it is. That's that mindset, right? As you command. Queen of Wands, have confidence, right? The Emperor, right? I'm getting Omega energy. I'm getting have confidence in the Omega that created all things that were called by the Alpha energy. And I'm also picking up the fact that like a lot of doctrines were, I'm hearing maliciously manipulated to remove the divine feminine energy. And we can see that again by how they neglected to tell us about Mary's divinity, right? Her gift in bearing a messenger, bearing a messenger. And instead of giving us her background and why she would be chosen and having such an honor bestowed upon her, they told us about Joseph's lineage, and Joseph was not the messenger's father. Also, it would be the deception of telling us that the messenger was masculine, when natural law tells us that it could not have been. Because if Mary had a child without a sperm, which carries the genetic coding that changes the sex of a child from female to male, right? Then the child that she bore would have been female, each after its own kind, beloved. And we know this as well because in modern history, there has been at least 5 recorded incidents of immaculate conception where a woman got pregnant spontaneously. Out of those 5 occurrences, there were 2 viable births, which means these women, 2 of them had children. In each instance, the child was female, beloved. It was not male. As a feminine, if I do not have a sperm, that other set of chromosomes, which gives an X and a Y, I could only bear a female child. Emperor, the Omega says that it was feminine. Also, that the feminine energy has been written out. There is a thing with denying the divine feminine energy, the alpha energy. That's true. Star energy. And your connection to the cosmos, to the spirit directly. You don't have to get nobody on the main line and call them up. You can talk to the Most High God right there where you at, as you sit right now. An intimate relationship with them. Alpha and the Omega. Yeah. Anything else? It's just something about, us always being under fire from those who are Bible thumpers and would come in and place judgment. It's like the oxymoronic uh, position that they take. They would say that spiritual gifts exist and that the Most High God created all things, and believe in all of these people, like somebody mentioned, the book of Revelations, which was given as a revelation, like it was revealed onto them, supposedly a foretelling, things that had not happened. But when you see people who are doing it and they are outside of a religious sect, then they want to demonize you, beloved, and say, no, it cannot be that. Well, who are you to say what my gifts are and how I was called to express them? Harvest. I'm hearing rooted, grounded, and all connected. I'm getting a lot to be done, beloved, and I'm also getting the harvesting. Make it make sense. That's right, beloved. Make it make sense. Yeah, it is a major distraction that causes stagnation and forward movement and progression. And it is, right? Have you working and working and working, trying to bear fruit, right? And it's something that we're supposed to be doing differently, right? To think about it differently. That is the age of enlightenment, right? It is to bring back, truth for those who are seeking, right? And for those who are looking to ascend, those who are called to help with the harvesting, right? Because this happens in cycles. If people want to talk about the book of Revelations and those who are going to be taken up when that time comes, then a harvest will come. But who's going to separate the tares from the wheat? It would be the Most High God, beloved. We can't necessarily see the difference because the tares look just like the wheat. The only way you know the difference is if you see them bear fruit. That the tares don't bear any good fruit. Yes, we are here to build the kingdom. It is here within us. Our job is to create heaven on earth. So how could we not look around at creation that has been made and not see you sitting in heaven right now here today? Could we not see Gaia as a pixel, a piece of heaven itself? Nine of Cups energy. But I feel like it's a lot of people struggling because of this toxicity. Because of this toxicity and the heavy burdens that it places on people. Like you have to wait until the hereafter. Isn't that a hell of a trick to tell somebody that they have to suffer their whole existence in order to reap after life has ended in this capacity? Because your soul only knows life. Temperance angel. Right? Why do people not believe in earth angels? The same way they don't believe in dinosaurs, and the proof of them is right there in front of your face. I mean, you can go look at them. But it's just, that thing. I'm getting messengers, and I'm getting multiple messengers. People who can see. People who have a sensitivity to the spirit, and they can hear them speak in order to help those who are suffering, who are dealing with toxicity, who are still in the dark, those who feel like they are lost or who are trying to find their way. It takes that one person to feel things different, to look off and to go another way, and others will eventually come out too. Balance is here. Those who are struggling, those who are juggling, we healing over here. It's a reason why people come to other spaces for healing, for connectivity, because sometimes those other sects just don't do it. It's not edifying. It's just not. I couldn't have all of my questions answered, again, dealing with this shit. Toxicity and illusions, beloved. Knowing that there's more. There's more beneath the surface. What is already built in our subconscious? What are we already aware of? I'm getting Akashic records. I'm getting, again, that pineal activation. But we always talk about the third eye. Do people realize that there's four? The same way I have two here, I have two here. I have a pineal gland, and your pituitary gland works with your pineal gland. And when your pineal gland becomes activated in such a way and you are really ascending, the hormones that are released from your pituitary gland and your pineal gland working together really unlocks your supernatural abilities. Then we can get back into some of the things that are wondrous in my monumental is what I'm getting. I'm hearing momentum, like picking up momentum, because we only talked about the five senses. We didn't get into the other three. We didn't talk about our emotions and how we feel that and where do they come from. We didn't talk about our spiritual vision. We didn't talk about our crown chakra and how we have a knowingness, that we are connected to one another, that I can feel your energy, and how energy is transferring, like we are always exchanging with one another, right? And we know we exchange with the plane, because as I breathe out oxygen, the trees get me. If I breathe out carbon dioxide, my bad, breathing out carbon dioxide, the trees are breathing out oxygen. We are exchanging. You are always in the exchange. You are always in that spiritual law of success, the law of giving and receiving. But are we always cognizant about what we are putting out, beloved, and the frequency of it, the vibration of it? No. Exactly. We are one. We are connected. Underneath the surface, we are all rooted and connected to the same thing. We are all connected. And it does not matter your variety, how you are manifested, how the Most High God is expressing itself as you, as everything. Yes, unless we are, and even when we deny self, we are only warring with self. In the realization of what self is, we are contending with the things that have been I'm hearing taught to us, and our understanding of, just our understanding. That's what Spirit said. Our own limited understanding. You want this one? Queen of Pentacles is here. Definitely getting abundance, right? I'm getting graciousness. I'm getting the understanding that you are connected to all things, beloved, and the energy of what you put out. What you sow is what you will reap. If you sow in toxicity, if you sow in fear, if you sow in doubt, if you sow in a limited mindset, set in lack and scarcity, that is what you will reap. But if you sow from a mindset that you have everything, that you can look, you can discern, right? You're gracious and grateful for what you have sitting in this moment. You will call in everything. You will call it to you. That you don't have to work yourself to the bone, beloved. You don't. You can attract it. You can attract it. But what is out here in the world that's telling you that you can't do it? When we look out with these two eyes and we look and see our physicality, and we don't see the thing that we are hoping for, what we're wishing for, it definitely could give you a certain emotion. And as that energy is already mine and it's already yours, exactly, saying it from a space of remembering. I remember being successful. I remember having done that. I remember the victory. I remember overcoming, right? I remember that I'm whole, that I'm complete, that there's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. What's with me in this moment is exactly what I need. This dude say Machiavelli the Don. We was just talking about Tupac earlier today, so if you want to go look at the live that we posted before this one, you might enjoy it, beloved. Yeah. But I'm definitely getting that energy. Yeah, remembering allows us to know because everything is in our subconscious. You talking about being able to tap into the Akashic records, right? Irony, right? It's like, can we tap into the Akashic records? The fact that the wisdom is with you, your body knows, you can remember, right? But it's all about being quiet. I'm hearing meditation, calming yourself, being free and open, the ability to see it, right? Being open to see it. It's a lot of people that just won't be open. Like, who is his name? Yuri Ben Ya Bravo? Yeah, he might not be open. I mean, and some people are just like that. But they're the type of people and the energies that give us, that resistance. Something to be like, yeah, I see you, brother. I see you. Like you need a little attention right now. You need a little love. You need some validation. You need the ability and the space to express yourself. Like maybe you didn't have that. Maybe you weren't allowed to say what was on your heart. Maybe you weren't allowed to be a free thinker. Maybe you weren't allowed to question. Maybe, things were really put on you in a strict type of way and you didn't have the ability to connect to self, to your own heart space. So, you kind of develop this mindset. But maybe the spirit is trying to say, move away from that. Take some sort of action, right? I am herbal fire blend. See, a fiber blend. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, childhood memories. Right. But we are all the kingdom, and we're here to do kingdom work. We are here to build heaven on earth. 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. Ultimate happiness and ultimate fulfillment. That is what we are here to experience. That is the offering, and that is the work. Can you do that? Can you offer love? Or are you going to continue to sit in a space of regret? Right? Are you going to look at it from a woe is me standpoint where you don't have what you need? Or are you able to see it from a standpoint that I can grow from this? I can rise from this. I can ascend from this. That this is the situation that maybe I signed up for. Right? Maybe it was your soul contract. Maybe this was the track that you chose before you came back into this space to say, this is how I'm going to grow this go round. Right? Being an alchemist, right? To transmute it. To be able to unlock yourself. To see things differently. Are you warring with what you see in the mirror? Are you people are not alive, you are dying, and I am living. The soul only knows life, beloved. So, yeah, that's definitely a difference of opinion, right? The soul only knows life. It's transition onto transition onto transition. This is not the only way of existence. If your soul came first, it came from spirit, then it definitely lived in the spirit, right? Exactly. System and thoughts against nature itself is deceiving. But how do we unlock ourselves from the mindset that this is it, beloved? I'm hearing Michael Jackson, this is it. This is not just it. This is not just it. It's plenty of people who are sensitive in such a way where they feel spirits with them. They can feel them touch. They can feel... Yeah, if you feel like you're dying, then, that's definitely your mindset, beloved, and nobody can tell you that you're wrong. For me to argue with you about the fact that everybody on the planet except for you is dead, I would be an idiot, and I'm definitely not. So I'm not going to argue with you on that. That's your perspective, and you get to keep it. It's totally up to you, Yeah. We ask the Most High God to receive all of your energy, right? But us thinking about how to unlock ourselves would speed up things. It would allow us to come together, right? It would allow us to have good partnerships and connections with one another and release this. the anxiety, the worry, the fear. And I'm definitely getting this one that's in the spirit, right? It's definitely that spiritual presence. And somebody may be a little concerned because they can feel spirit, right? Maybe you are locked up in your head over it. What has been told to you? What is it doing? What you have been made to believe versus, right, what has been told on to be. Somebody may have a decision to make, right? Maybe you can't see. Maybe the Spirit is calling you into collaboration, into partnership with the Most High God itself, right? Developing you or directing you on the purpose, on the work that you are to do. Because maybe somebody truly does have a gift. There could be a gift and opportunity in that for you just onto creation itself. And then there's the truth, right? The Spirit is immortal. The Spirit never dies. From the Spirit it came, your soul, the source of you living came from the Spirit, and it will go back to the Spirit. It is always in Spirit. It never leaves the Spirit. We just get the opportunity to be aware of self in this plane. We get to experience ourselves through those senses that we just talked about. Again, what is the mental conflict? How do we pick up the pieces and move forward? What is on your mind? What is being told to you? How do we come to balance, right? What is being told to you? Who's talking to you? Who's telling you something that's giving you mental conflict? Are you hearing your spirit speak to you? Your consciousness trying to tell you something? Is it asking you to bring your emotions into balance so that you can move, you can take some swift action? Maybe you need to release some anger. Maybe you need to release some frustration. That hit me in the kingdom. Somebody is angry, right? And especially when you start to study, right? You start to look at theology and you start to put together the pieces, the things that are missing. Judgment is here. Again, when you start to study, when you start to open up other books and read what's missing, walking on the truth, things that will close the gap or get you from one place to another. Beloved, light bulbs start going off. The Alpha and Omega are with you, telling you, guiding you, buy this book, buy that book. It's definitely going to let you see things differently. What do you need to release? Because see, when I started going down this rabbit hole and picking up the books that were missing, I was like, wait a minute. There's so much stuff in here that they didn't put in there. And who chose not to put it in there? Who decided to leave out the Gospel of Mary? Who decided to take out the other books of Enoch? Who decided to take out the Wisdom of Solomon? Who decided that the letter of Jeremiah was not significant? Who decided? Again, was it the Council of Nicaea? And why would they? Why would they keep the pertinent information of a pivotal figure like Enoch, who was ascended, was taken up because he pleased the Most High God in such a way that he did not taste death? That's telling me that I don't have to die, beloved, to see the Most High God. I don't have to wait for anybody to come back and pull me up and take me anywhere. But why would they not want me to have that lesson? Is that deception and that envy that's down here, beloved? I think it's something in that. Yeah. And it doesn't make me any less of a believer in any capacity that I question those who gave me that religion. It just doesn't. Maybe it just made me ask more questions. And as I began to seek for self, because this is thy journey to learn, I can't tell nobody else what to do, but this is the route that we took. We just continue to buy more books. Again, to a wise. I can't tell you which direction to go, but that was the direction that we went. Are you prepared to make a decision that may change the course of your life? How you love that. Page of Swords. We just saw that right here. Bam. Page of Swords. Learning. What situation in your life requires analysis and research? What have we been talking about? And they say cards don't speak. Knight of Pentacles. What situation in your life requires slow movement and determination? You ain't got to rush this thing. Put it in the slow cooker and let it marinate. You read something, let it go into your spirit. Let it marinate. Meditate on it. Your spirit will speak to you. It will show thyself approved. Four of Cups is here. Don't miss the opportunity to come to self-sufficiency and sovereignty because you thinking about everybody else. What offer or opportunity is being presented to you that you may not be recognizing, beloved? That you have the opportunity to buy books while they're still available. To learn, to tap into wisdom, the principal thing, beloved, the principal thing. Because the opinions are the lowest form of knowledge. It is. And some people believe in that, right? But I believe that my soul is always living. It only knows life. That's what the Most High God told on to us. So if you believe that you die, then you die, beloved. But you keep that to yourself. That's your opinion, right? That is your opinion, right? And again, it's all about how you study. But the thing about it is not to pass judgment. Don't pick and choose what part of your doctrine are you going to use to adhere to. If it says do not judge, then don't judge. Because I don't know any person that does not have a speck in their eye. You cannot see clearly if you have a speck in your eye, beloved. You just can't. Don't betray your own self. Right. Energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It merely transitions, and that's just it. That's the law of physics. Five of Swords. How do we pick up the pieces and move forward? What situation in your life is creating some type of power struggle? Struggling with yourself, struggling with other people. Yeah, and we saw that. Page of Pentacles. What skill are you being called to develop? What skill are you being called to develop? It could be your spiritual eyes, right? So that you can unlock yourself. Eight of Swords, tied up by what you think you know. And it could be a whole illusion, right? But maybe it's something that you need to bring to justice. The scales will be balanced. Hierophant is here. Traditions and belief systems. What am I ready to commit to in my life? What needs to be resolved and set right? Maybe it's somebody's belief system. Like this dude right here, right? It's like instead of offering anything new, you keep repeating the same thing. You're not looking at anything. You're not researching. But that's just the way that people do, right? Hell bent on a certain mindset that keeps you locked up in yourself. Having the power to learn, to free you. But instead of doing that, you would rather be hell-bent in the same position and then force your limited knowledge and understanding on others, beloved. So Spirit say, let's talk about it. I mean, your truth is your truth. From what you know, beloved, that's it. Which one? Look, Kingdom Work, Ten of Pentacles is here. Ten of Pentacles. Study and learn and show thyself approved. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. We've seen that. That's what wanted to flip. It's the same thing, right? Lovers, partnership. How do we come together? How do we move forward, right? It's the same thing. Tower, a sudden change. Breaking down those things, those strongholds that would keep you, Yeah, and again, like I said, that's this person's mindset. They are hell-bent. They are locked up. Where is the proof of higher intellect? Yeah, he has none. He has none. I think he has those same texts, those same messages, like in a notepad, and he's just copying and pasting the same ones in the comments because the verbiage doesn't change, right? It is the same thing on repeat, just parroting something that was given onto him without any facts or proof, and it's sad. See, confusion. He's definitely confused. Definitely confused. He's definitely confused. What situation in your life is bringing you a variety of choices? Yeah. How can it be like the stars above when you're talking about everything is dead and everybody dead? We all here together and you saying everybody dead. Like, that's that's nonsense. But guys, those of us who actually, are looking for spiritual growth, for connectivity, for understanding, the ability to see ourselves in others, to heal, right? To give messages of truth for those who need it. Um, don't let these people discourage you. Don't let them take you off of your path for the work, again, that Eight of Pentacles that you were called to do. What are you supposed to be doing? What is the work, beloved, that we were assigned? To create heaven on earth. To realize that we are whole, we are complete, that there's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. We are connected to one another for a reason. To see the Alpha and the Omega everywhere, beloved. Can we do it? To overcome the pressure with laughter, yes. Humor. It soothes the soul. It's healing, beloved, and I thank Him for it. Right? It was a time in this space, beloved, that, and my girl, my sis, Michelle, she know, we talked about going live, and it was like, how do you manage all of that energy, sis? How do you keep, your audience and then stay in tune and in touch with the message and manage all of the energy that's coming in, even the comments, the negativity, the naysayers? How do you stay rooted and grounded and secure in that, right? It's definitely a challenge, but I could see us grow in our ability to do so. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that has stuck and stayed. This is definitely a trigger message, and I don't always get into religion like that, but we are called to speak on it, right? Because we see through our study of theology, right? See what I'm saying? Definitely nothing but love and light over here. So we can see in the comments that they are just hell bent and being fixated in that mindset. That it is a system and a thought against their own nature that they would project out onto others. And that right there is the exact message, right? So I am so grateful for this person for giving it to us in real time, how you guys can see it. But when you come up against those adversaries, somebody that is opposing you in such a way, how do you handle it, right? Because to expend your energy to try and change their mindset, some people just won't. That is the reason why we still experience a state of brokenness, because of that level of resistance. Not even able to get to a common ground and be appreciative of each other's viewpoint and how, I may not agree with you, but I can respect that that's your viewpoint. You may not agree with me, but to respect the viewpoint, to take it in consideration and see what works for you, what doesn't, and you release what resonates, we take what resonates, and you release what doesn't. That's what we see in relationships. They are broken because of a lack of communication and understanding, right? The inability to show each other empathy, sympathy, compassion, to communicate for the sake of understanding, to learn from one another, beloved. It's all for the sake of learning. And we can connect like that, we can learn together, we can grow together. It's definitely healing. Root chakra energy. Let's get this card. We're going to wrap it up soon. Embrace the divine wisdom. How you love that. Embrace the divine wisdom of your root chakra and find solace, comfort, and grounding. In the grounding force it offers as it anchors you to the present moment. The present moment, the now, beloved. Now is all there is. The past is gone and the future is not yet. We only have the now. Anything else in here, Spirit? Saying no. Yeah, the courage to walk your path. As you walk your path, remember that your strength is not only in the spotlight, but it also in the shadows where you can uncover the depths of your soul. Yes. No judgment onto anyone, right? See, this person could definitely be stuck in their south node. But in any life manifestation, we are moving upward. So as I come into this life, I am still having the remnants of my south node. It's teaching me lessons now so I can ascend to my north node. So we must be vigilant about any old pattern that may hinder your progress, right? And that's what people do when they don't have an intellectual way of coming back and having again, an intellectual conversation. They stoop to disrespect. It gives you an insight to their level of intellect. That's just what it is. When you're not studied and you cannot converse intellectually, you stoop to being disrespectful. It's expected. Be vigilant about old patterns that may hinder your progress. Embrace the lessons that they offer. Integrate that wisdom into your present and for your future. Right, the lack thereof. Consciousness is here. Consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. In our reality. And behind consciousness was reality. We get in Merkaba and the authority. I'm getting Emperor energy that's already down here, right? The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness. Ooh, cards be speaking, right? The consciousness, right? Frequency of consciousness supports our ability to what? Focus our attention on all multi-dimensional aspects. And then what comes up? Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality. Multi-dimensional, right? I can't play on the words. The card is saying it itself. The card is saying it itself. So if you could read, then you will read it for yourself. One card says multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. The next card says the ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It's the same thing. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance, the Akashic records, the information that's already built in, beloved. It says it helps us merge the totality of all of our experiences into our present, which is the now, to serve our highest purpose. Yes, don't judge. I don't judge you and I don't judge other people. I definitely don't. See how he said that's 3 in a row, the same text, same comment. He's got it like written in a note so he can do copy and paste, and that's just that energy, but we who understand, right, it shows their true colors, absolutely, right? We who understand, that this is multidimensional, that reality exists on multiple different levels. We're just experiencing one of them, and that's just it. That's just it. Discernment. Can you use discernment? What is their purpose? Their purpose is to apply that pressure, beloved. Can you hold on to your energy and your kindness and what your purpose is despite the pressure that other people put in there, right? What are they doing and why are they there? Why, if he's a non-believer, would he sit in this space and converse with us for 98 minutes? Think about that. Think about that. The authority, right? Think about that. The frequency of the authority reminds us that true authority is powerful. It is directed and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. And this person would sit in the comments for 98 minutes and continually to paste, copy paste the same thing over and over and over again. But what did it do for us? We had a great full conversation. We could see that spirit active. We are able to discern it and get a lesson that makes us better for it at the end of the day. Right? I pray for their healing, right? Because it's definitely giving me a challenge, right? And look what's that? That's that root chakra that already came up, right? Root chakra. Fertility. What is going to be born out of this situation? We pray for universal love, beloved. We do. Universal love and a remembrance of the divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy, right? The alpha, that which births, that's able to create any and everything. A multi-dimensional omniverse. Yeah. Can we allow ourselves to conceive such a thing? If your mind be willing, you can stretch it. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way. Like, thank you so much. What's your name? Yuri Binya Bravo. Yeah, I appreciate you and all of your energy into this conversation. It was definitely helpful. We appreciate you. And it says to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment. Ha ha, ha ha. Didn't he just say something about judgment? See, without judgment, without opinion, and without fear, without resistance. And when we allow, the universe becomes our partner. Ooh, being in love with the universe itself, like being a partner to the universe. What? Releasing judgment, letting it go, understanding that the scales are going to be balanced either way it go. It says, when we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Yes, existence and expansion. Allow. Allow, beloved. I thank you guys. Coming full circle, absolutely. I love you guys so much. I'll make it stay. Omega say, good job, beloved chosen we. Yes, because scribing is another spiritual gift. So not only are we able to hear, clairaudient, we are claircognizant, we are clairvoyant, we are clairsentient, we can feel. We are also a medium. We are also a human pendulum. Like, I could show you other gifts that we're not allowed to display today. We're just not. But we have done it before. I mean, people on my Facebook page have been blessings, glory to the Most High God onto you, favor and mercy and grace into your life for all of your eternal days, beloved. You know, the energy that moves through my hair, because your hair is an antenna. It picks up frequency around the plane. So those who practice with pendulums, the energy is not just coming from into that instrument, it flows through you and into the instrument. I was talking to my sis Michelle at Life Mantra Tarot, because I noticed her rubbing her nose. I'm like, she doesn't, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, I don't know. You have to tell me, sis, whether or not you realize that that's another spiritual gift. The spirit shows me present and past, present, and future tense by where they touch or give me the sensation on my nose, beloved. It just doesn't, right? It does. So if they are giving me the sensation here, I know it's past. If they give it to me here, I know it's present. If it's here, then I know it's future. It could be like a future coming soon, depending on where here. So yeah, change is coming soon. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. See, you will feel it, right? It, yeah, see, it's just like, are we able to open ourselves up into the variety of ways that the Spirit will speak to us? And I'm getting, open your heart up to receive it. I'm hearing for somebody, don't be afraid. And I'm being called to this purple deck, so I'm going to just get a few, right? Because I know we were going to wrap it up. But they're telling me to pull prayer because this is for somebody that definitely has a spiritual gift. And it's a couple of us in the space. So I'm getting elder energy for somebody. So you definitely have elders around you. Eagle is here. See above. They want you to see things from a higher perspective. Like I'm definitely getting fear, but that's, I'm hearing keeping you on a micro level. They want you to see things from a higher perspective. Somebody's definitely this divine feminine energy I'm picking up on, and they want you to fly higher. And in order for you to fly higher, I'm getting the word soar, to really soar. They want you to, it's a blockage here, heart chakra, like to be able to open up and to allow all things. I mean, be able to discern, you know what I mean, and take your time as you baby step through it. But I'm definitely getting a sentiment of fear. Yeah, see, you're surrounded by angels, right, and other heavenly hosts, and they are speaking to you. And they may want to help you balance some things out, right? But I'm getting a sentiment of fear and not allowing them to come in and speak to you. This one, this one. Yeah, see, divine masculine is here as well. See, we just said that somebody had that divine feminine energy, and I'm getting up divine masculine energy as well. It's an allowance. It's here, an opening up. It's almost like control. You know what I mean? Like needing to hold on to control. See, opening up your heart. Listen to your heart. That's what they just said. And it's something that you know. You know that you are surrounded, right? You know that you are surrounded, right? So they say listen to your heart, right? You want this one too? Yeah, divine love surrounds you and flows through you. And I feel like your divine love helps balance things, helps balance the scale. Balance out, I'm getting this toxicity, right? There's always the opposing forces, right? And somebody is definitely called to give divine love to balance out the toxicity, to face it with love, to put love in front of it. Because you are a light worker, beloved. Definitely called to work your light. Yeah, and you are loved more than you can imagine. I'm getting elder energy, like elders surrounding you. That's hawk energy. I'm definitely getting somebody, the things that are high, but you are called to fly high. I'm getting partnership in the spirit, and there's other things around you as well, like mystical animals could be and mystical creatures. So you could also, I'm getting the word alabrijes. So for somebody, I'm getting your indigenous beliefs. So if you believe that you have a animal spirit guide, is what I'm getting. Yeah. Somebody may also see flashing lights. I'm hearing orbs and lights. So that's also a thing for somebody. But I'm definitely picking up more spiritual gifts for somebody coming in. And the Spirit wants you to open up your heart and allow it. Like to be discerning, right? About what is speaking to you. But it's something about allowing. See, look, pay attention to your angel numbers. It's here. See? Angel, look, you just said book of numbers and angel numbers just came up. You go. You are awesome. I appreciate you. Right? And bliss is here. Yes. See, pay attention to those angel numbers. Right? He just said book of numbers. That was amazing. "444, you are protected." So if you feel concerned about what is around you, or what's coming to you to speak to you, know that you are protected. Definitely getting change. Definitely getting justice right here. Justice, right? And we see justice here. 444, justice. Truth, right, is here. Get ready for good things, the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Again, a person that is designed to fly high, to see things from a higher perspective, to put this divine love out there, right? And put your energy into going towards your ambitions in the universe that will align itself. And we already pulled out the 4-4. Right? Universal love. Definitely getting the energy of 4, right? So continue to do that, to share your divine love. Even with, people such as this person, you could bless them with love and light and keep it moving. Like I asked the Most High God to receive all of their energy and to place its judgment, right? To do your will with it. For it is not unto us to judge, beloved, but we can learn the lesson from the experience. This one? Do you want this one? Yeah, social skills. It's definitely helping us develop our social skills, especially on lives. And we said that already, right? Yeah, act on your idea. Somebody has an idea that the Spirit is pressing them towards doing, something that you've discovered, something that you've learned, right? And maybe it'll come to you during meditation, right? And I know, like many of you spiritualists meditate, so continue to do that. You have the benefit of good fortune, and if you use your wise judgment, again, judgment, if you use your wise judgment, your decision making, you can do anything, right? You should act on your potential when you see this pattern. And since what you plant, that 7 of Pentacles, what we saw, what you plant will grow, that Queen of Pentacles energy. You are going to experience a spectacular ascent. And we have been talking about rising, beloved, ascending. Anything else in here? Yes. Black Pearl. And we have Rhodonite. See, harmony. Out of clutter, find simplicity. Hopefully we still live. My battery is going low, y'all. I gotta wrap it up. When we see harmony and we see gluttony, he who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. So always sit in the energy of being grateful for what you have in the moment, beloved. I'm getting a black pearl, somebody that's definitely rare, right? And that is something that develops out of an injury, right? Something that has infiltrated into your spirit. But what develops in that space is going to be priceless. Realize that you have all that you need in this moment to ascend, and any and everything that you want, you will bear out from within. Thank you guys so much for sticking in this message. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. Definitely a trigger message. We got into some deep stuff. Thank you so much. What's your name? Yuri Bing, y'all. Bravo. You have been amazing. Like, all of your contributions to the conversation has been great. It definitely made it full. You definitely, introduced yourself to the world today. And we appreciate, you helping us out with the algorithm and the comments, keeping them flowing. It's been great. And all of you who really, was able to take lesson or just anything edifying from the conversation, I appreciate each and every one of you. I do, from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you like you were my first ones and twos. The Alpha and Omega brought this message through us. We are a channel messenger, and we encourage anybody else who has been called to bring and use their spiritual gifts and to do it in the face of adversity, beloved. That is the pressure that creates diamonds, black pearls even, right? To be divine love in the face of toxicity, right? And that is the work of a light worker. It is never easy, but the Most High God gives those challenges to his warriors, and I know that you can persevere. You can do it. Just don't let those oppositions stop you. To the next now, loving you like I love us, because I love the Alpha and the Omega that made us, that called us to be the infinite intelligence breathing, beloved, because the word is written in. And to have the awareness of creation is I know I almost said it, glorious, glorious, glorious favor, grace, and mercy onto us. Don't take it for granted. And to the next now. This one's done. Ashe.